Hi there, it's your favorite hairy woodsman again. I'm here by my camp here by the river. Winter has arrived and actually I haven't been here for a while. I had to sort out my camp. The tarp had blown off and everything. But we are back, we are here. And I'm going to talk about the oldest trick. Can I say the oldest trick in the book? The oldest trick that has been applied to control people, basically. And it's a bit of a history lesson. And we're going to go back to the beginning of the Viking Age, which I think is fitting, since I do a lot of Viking themed videos here on this channel. But first of all, let's get the fire started and let's get the kettle on. It's cold, I can hardly speak. Cheers, or skål, as we say here. So there was this gay monk. Sounds like a joke. I'm sorry, but it's probably true. He was. That's beside the point, by the way. Alcuin. Alcuin was an intellectual, and he was kind of one of the architects, the intellectual architects behind the Carolingian Renaissance, and he died in the year 804. And I think he was born 835, if I'm not mistaken. He was horrified about the devastation, the destruction, the pillage and plunder done by my ancestors, the Norsemen. And he came up with the idea that all the bad things that happened, all the horrible things that happened because of those attacks, the Viking attacks, was a punishment from God. It was a punishment because the people, the Christian people, in his area, so to speak, was not living in a way that was according to Christianity. So it was a punishment from God. My ancestors, the Vikings, were seen as a punishment from God. And people had to change their ways and live in a less sinful way to make it stop. That was the idea. And Alcuin has been credited, here comes the smoke as always, he has been credited as at least one of the guys back then who came up with that idea, and even wrote about it, that, you know, we need to make the peasants live in a less sinful way so that these horrible Viking attacks may stop. A furore normanorum libera nos domine, I believe. My Latin is, I hope that was correct. My Latin is not the best, but it means from the fury of the Norsemen, deliver us, O Lord. Now, as I said, this was a long time ago. But this idea that something bad that is happening to us is because of our behavior, or the behavior of the people as a whole, this idea, are we seeing something similar today? I'm just asking the question. I mean, history has a way of rhyming or repeating itself. Now, by the way, if you're new to this channel, I upload videos every week, usually on Saturdays. And If you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing. That would be awesome. Now, I am very tempted to say, to share some thoughts, some wrong speak. I have a tendency to commit a little bit of wrong speak here on social media. But and I'm going to do that now. But I will say this first and foremost: I'm out there in nature. I care deeply about nature. We need to preserve nature, and I do believe that as human beings we have an impact on our surroundings. But I'm not a scientist, so I'm not going to get into the whole climate change debate. But I will say this: it seems like some of the things we're being told about how we need to change our ways and live so that we may live in a different way, so that we in a more green way. You know what I'm saying? It seems like some of these ideas are a little bit like back in the Viking Age, when people were told to live in a less sinful way so that the Viking attacks might stop, because they were seen as a punishment from God. It's just a thought, okay? I'm not a scientist. I'm not making any claims here. It just seems like there is a little bit of that going on. And I would be interested in knowing what you think about this. Are we seeing, yet again, history repeating itself? This is just me making, a guess. I don't know, but it kind of feels like that. So, yeah, I'm being very careful here, social media and all that. Okay, I'll say no more. Skål. Now, I have a shelter here, and I built it with my son, but there is another shelter being constructed, not right now, but someone started another shelter right down there. It's below the water line, so when spring comes, it will be underwater. But they had a campfire here, and they've left some rubbish. I don't like that. They've cut down a live tree. They don't have to do that. You could have borrowed my shelter. Well, it's right up there. When you have people flying private jets to talk about the climate, it's this expression, it's a bit rude, so I'll try to say it in a less rude way. They're urinating on you without even the courtesy of calling it rain. Those people, they don't care about the environment. They don't care about that. It's just about controlling the peasants, us, as it always has been, Yes, we must do what we can to protect the environment, but these people, coming up with their crazy ideas, how we're going to change how we eat and how, basically everything in our lives. No, it's just an attempt to get more control over us, It's obvious, isn't it? It's getting cold. It's minus 10 degrees Celsius, minus 10 Celsius. It's so I have to apologize for my funny pronunciation of especially the word Viking. For some reason it becomes the English V, single V, becomes difficult to pronounce when it's this cold. So people always make fun of me in the comments for that, but it's proper cold now. At least I'm not used to this cold weather. So yeah. Oh, I live in the south of Norway, you see. -10. It's -10 Celsius is very cold for me. But anyway, if you're still there, thank you. Awesome that you wanted to join me here in my camp by the river. Consider subscribing. Leave a comment and a like if you liked the video. And as always, have a wonderful day and stay strong. Skål.